This is one-on-one session with the ForumIAS founder and director 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
Yes, Manish, can you begin by introducing yourself to me?
Sir, I'm Manish Kumar Jha. I am from Darbhanga, Bihar, and I did my schooling from there, engineering from NIT Patna. Thereafter, I worked in Hindustan Zinc Limited for 1.5 years. And since 2018, I have been preparing for the civil services. Sir, in my third attempt last year, I qualified for Indian Trade Service and Indian Forest Service. Currently, I have joined Indian Forest Service and I am undergoing training in Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy in Dehradun.
So, Manish, you've also worked for Hindustan Zinc Limited.
Yes, sir.
What function does zinc perform in our body?
Sir, zinc in trace amount is essential to strengthen our immune system. And we saw its utility during the COVID, where we needed to take the intake of zinc through several of the tablets.
Can you tell me what is the condition which happens when there is excess zinc in the body?
Sir, excess amount of zinc reduces the strength of the teeth first. And also, sir, if the amount increases too much, then it affects lungs as well as the bones.
Manish, you're already in Indian Trade Service. Now, what happens is that sometimes countries and governments, there are welfare measures, populist welfare measures. Now they don't have money for it, so therefore they start printing currency. All right, they start printing currency. As a result of it, the value of that currency drops. This is what happens, for example, in a country like Sri Lanka. Can you tell me how this happens?
Yes, sir.
Why does the value of the currency drop when the country starts printing money, to fund their populist schemes?
Sir, because the resources in the market is limited. But if we print more money, then the purchasing power of the people increases. So for limited resources, more number of buyers are there. So basically the demand increases too much, but the supply is constant. In that case, the value of the goods increases and so the value of the rupee or the money is reduced. By the way, sir, I have joined Indian Forest Service and not Trade Service, though I had qualified both.
You're going ahead, right? So the value of the currency, all right, people lose faith in the currency. Wonderful, all right. You are from Darbhanga. Darbhanga has a lot of cultural and historical, significance. Can you tell me what is the historical significance of Darbhanga? Why was it famous?
Sir, Darbhanga was famous because of Darbhanga Raj. It was the Mahesh Thakur who has established that, and he got the estate from Akbar himself. And thereafter, he went in to establish some sort of kingdom there, and he got officially the title of king from the Queen Elizabeth to herself. And so it is famous. And as far as that cultural aspect is concerned, sir, Darbhanga Gharana is very much famous for the music. And then, sir, we have cuisines that are very much famous. For example, litti chokha, chura dahi. Then, sir, Mithila has historical connection in mythology. That is how it is also very much famous.
What is Mithila, the Mithila connection in mythology?
Sir, goddess Sita was the daughter of King Janak, and King Janak was the king of Mithila.
How did how was Sita born to Raja Janak?
Sir, I'm not aware of this. I'll read, sir.
Is Bihar backward or not, according to you?
Sir, if we consider some social parameters, then they lacks in that end of the multidimensional poor. Sir, if we see the trajectory of the growth that the Bihar has witnessed across spectrums, especially in the last decade or so, then, sir, definitely the condition have improved a lot.
You're saying that yes, it has improved a lot. So it has improved a lot, but does it still remain backward or not?
Sir, it is, I mean, not black and white that I say Bihar is totally backward or it has improved so much so that it has become a developed state. But I'll say that in some areas, Bihar needs to work more. But in other sectors, for example, agriculture, for example, infrastructure, it has improved quite a lot. So we are on an optimistic trajectory of growth as far as those areas
Got
are
Manish,
concerned.
but
But still, it has.
you cannot. Yes. So you're saying that it has improved a lot, but the point is you have roads. That is what Bihar is today. Proudly, people are saying that there are roads. Are these roads investment grade roads? When I say investment grade roads, I simply mean that the investor set up a factory on the basis of the quality of road, or does he know that there are single lane roads? There are no 6 lane, 8 lane. When the national nation is looking for 6 lane, 8 lane roads, Bihar still fighting for a 2 lane road in most of the places.
Sir, roads are not the sole factor that demands investment in a state. Yes, we don't have that 6 lane, 8 lanes road, but sir, in parts of Bihar where 2 lanes road exist, they are capable of catering to the need of the people to a great extent. Also, sir, please do understand this point that Bihar has scarcity of land. So to acquire that much land so that we can build 6 lane, 8 lane, it many times does not become feasible for the state to do so.
What is the reason that it is not feasible for the state to build better roads and better infrastructure? What is the problem?
Sir, if you consider the per capita availability of land at the national level, it is roughly 1.08 hectare. But in Bihar, it is less than 0.6 hectare. So to acquire 1 hectare of land, the government has to take the consent of 20 people, 30 people. And that is how it becomes very much difficult for the state to acquire the land. This is a big problem for the state.
Manish, think for a moment and tell me what is the reason behind Bihar's backwardness, according to you?
Sir, if we think about post-independence, one is the sir historical backlog that we came first of all under British rule. They destroyed the agriculture system that the Bihar has, but thereafter, sir, independence, the government union government introduced free equalization policy, which reduced the industrial potential of Bihar. So thirdly, sir, that Bihar has political instability. For example, from 1960 to 90, we have 25 chief minister in 30 years. It affected the growth potential. Then 1990 onwards, the law and order situation deteriorated. The investment in infrastructure, especially in the social sector, reduced. This also put the strings of governance backward. So these are major reasons. Other than, sir, we have geographical issues that we are landlocked state. We don't have, after separation of Jharkhand, the mineral resources. And then, sir, of course, the caste-based politics is also a reason which somehow dilutes the developmental agenda that the state should otherwise pursue.
Manish, you're saying that earlier Bihar freight equalization policy, those, and then you said that there is political instability, 30 years, 25 chief ministers. But how about the last 30 years? Last 30 years, and probably 2 or 3 chief ministers. Then also nothing happened.
Uh, Sir, since I am following if 2005 onwards, then Bihar has improved almost on all its parameters. Yet development deficit
Yes.
is there. We are improving, but we need to do more. But things are improving a lot.
What is the difference between a soft state and a deep state?
Yes. The soft state is a state which uses its soft power, for example, diaspora, for example, cultural influence, powers which are not military in sense, and to attain its foreign policy objectives. And deep states, sir, I'll have to read.
Okay. Soft state. So you are equating soft state with a soft power.
Yes, sir.
Can you retry answering that? Okay, let me say that soft state and soft power are not the same. So what you are saying is a soft power, a nation that is able to leverage its culture, its diaspora, its non-tangible assets for its to influence other nations and as a tool of its foreign policy. That is a soft power. Okay, can you think again and tell me what is a soft state? Think of it along the lines of what is a hard state.
Okay, sir. May I guess? I'm not sure.
Okay, no, you may not guess. That is okay. All right. Manish, you've joined Indian Forest Service. If you hear
Yes, sir.
that there is, an increase in the forest area of the country or increase in forested area of the country, does it necessarily mean that the country has become greener?
Sir, the definition of the forest area is that land which has been recorded as recorded forest area in the record of the government. So it does
Yes.
not per se correlate with the increase in green cover.
You have been selected both for the trade service. Now you're also selected for the Indian Forest Service. What is the reason you're so unhappy? You want to again go for civil services?
Sir, I am very much happy in the forest service. But the reason for going for Indian Administrative Service is that, sir, the experience that I had as a child in my villages, sir, I would see that whenever people have any issue, they would straight away go to the district collector's office and get their issues resolved. So since that time, I had this motivation that someday I'll be in a position to help them out. Also, sir, when I explored this, I found that the office of as an IAS, I get more opportunity to work in diverse area, maybe health, education, rural development, urban development, and all. Then, sir, it is also a very respectable and dignified job. So it provides me an opportunity where I can utilize my potential in a much better way.
Manish, tell me three qualities that you think you have that will make you a good civil servant.
Sir, integrity, perseverance, and honesty.
Manish, one last question. What do you think is the biggest challenge or what is the major grievance of people in the forests with the Indian state?
Sir, the challenge, sir, varies region wise. It is not so that it is uniformly applicable. So if you could ask about some region, then I may be able to answer. Otherwise, I don't think any one region which is across the forest department issue.
Okay, what is the primary grievance of the forest dweller against the forest department? If I were to ask you, primary grievance. Or let me rephrase the question. What is the primary grievance that these forest dwellers have with the forest department or with the state?
Sir, they complained that the forest department is not allowing them to live their life in a way that they have been living traditionally. For example, there are Indian Forest Act, Conservation Act, which does not allow them to exploit the forest, fell the trees. So they complain about that, but then said it is again occupational hazard. We are supposed to implement those laws.
All right, Manish, your interview is over.
Thank you, sir.